What's going on YouTube? This is Micro Mike here, man. Ready for some Detroit Lions talk on this Thursday of April the 4th, and ready to roll, man. I got a lot of topics going in for tonight. And tonight, I'm going to be first starting off with saying, bless Kelly Stafford, Matthew Stafford's wife, with her, her brain tumor going on. So make sure we keep her in our prayers, everyone, and make sure their family's in good health and they can get through their issue with the tumor in their brain and get past it and move on from that. So just make sure to give them some prayers. With that said, I'd also like to give a shout out to Go Lions for giving me the idea of doing Ty Summers linebacker review of his field tape and his draft prospects. So I'll get through more details about that this weekend when I can actually watch his film. I did a little reading about him, and so I got a little understanding of where he would be in his history. So I'll go into that more detail a little bit later. I want to give a special shout out to Go Lions for that, and a special shout out to Crap Face for having a great name for meme for his name. His name's Crapface, so that's pretty freaking cool. Future content, I'm gonna possibly do live draft analysis. So I think that'd be a great idea of while the NFL draft is going to give you my thoughts of what's taking place with trades and how it goes down, and give an analysis for each team as well, a little bit how the players fit for their scheme and stuff like that. Also want to do a live training camp stream, maybe do a couple training camps live with the Detroit Lions and give you views that you may never be able to see since it's not readily available much anywhere in the mainstream media and or even sometimes on YouTube. It's hard to find that type of stuff. So I'd like to go to the Lions training camp and take a live stream while they're doing their stuff and give you my analysis and see, what players are standing out in good and bad ways. So I think that'd be a really great idea. Also, I'm going to bring in maybe more people to talk with about Detroit Lions. I have a bunch of friends that are huge Lions fans and Chicago Bears and Vikings fans. For where I live, there's a lot of different fans from all around, the state of Michigan. I live in Holland, Michigan, so a lot of Vikings fans are here since that's where Kirk Cousins lives. He come from Holland, Michigan. He literally lives about a mile from my house. His parents, and he went to school to Holland Christian and went to West Ottawa. So there's a lot of connections over there. A lot of Vikings fans here simply for that. So give you a little analysis with those guys. So they give you their belief on our team, and we give them the belief on their team. They are definitely think they're the best, but we will definitely show them this year. The Lions are nothing to play with. So that said, also after this stream, make sure you go to Luke G's Field Review and the boys at the round table and watch their content. It's fantastic stuff. They're going to have great analysis tonight about NFL draft prospects and what their future going to do when it comes to the NFL draft and their ideas that they're going to throw around. So make sure you go watch that. Those guys are awesome. And give you an idea of what they're going to do in the future too. I think they're going to do a live draft analysis at the same time and maybe have all of them at the same time going on. So I'm sure they'll give you updates of what they're going to do there. With that said, let's do a little roundup of the NFC North. First off, the dysfunction in Green Bay. That's awesome to watch. I must say, I admit, I really enjoy watching Aaron Rodgers be a little baby and the way he's crying, because the rumor has it is he was upset that he did not get taken by San Francisco, and McCarthy was the head coach of the 49ers, and they decided to take Alex Smith over Aaron Rodgers. And he was bitter since then, from 2005 all the way till his firing, and he held a grudge over that. It's kind of ridiculous and childish. And I love seeing the destruction of that team. I believe they're always overhyped by the legacy media, and they're always been put in a high pedestal when it comes to the NFC North. Like they're the elite teams. They've only won one Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers, and he's 37 years old, who's always broke. So they're always overrated. I love watching them have dysfunction, and there's reports that McCarthy would be having massages while their meetings were going on. So that's hilarious. It's awesome to watch them get put into a bad light. As a Detroit Lions fan and fans, we know we've been in bad lights and about tired of it. So it's about time that they get payback. What's going on, man? What's going on, Gridiron Blitz? Yeah, man. Like I was saying, go to their stream after this. Go talk to those guys. They're awesome. They have great content. Gridiron Blitz, 313 JMO, obviously Luke G Fields review. All those guys, man. They got great content. Uh, and again, I love watching the dysfunction in Green Bay. It's the greatest thing of all time. I really, really, really dislike their team. When they had Brett Favre, I really hated them. And then Brett Favre went to the Vikings, and I hate Brett Favre. I hate the Green Bay Packers, and I love their failure that's taking place right now. So I don't believe they're going to win the NFC North at all. I think they're an 8-8 team. They're on the down end with Aaron Rodgers getting old and broken. So that's great. Also, I want to talk about how Jordan Howard was traded from the Chicago Bears to the Philadelphia Eagles for a late round pick. That's a great move for the Eagles and a great move for the Detroit Lions. Howard was a good running back, and I'm glad that they got rid of him so we don't have to deal with him running down our throats anymore. I'm not sure why they wanted to get rid of him. He was a good running back. They didn't utilize him good enough in the last 2 seasons. In his freshman season, he was doing a fantastic job. I think he was near 5 yards a carry. So awesome that they got rid of him, and that should make their team a lot worse than it currently is right now. So that's fantastic. Let's also talk about the Minnesota Vikings. Their rumor has it is they're looking for a tight end in the first round. So it just seems like all NFC North teams are wanting a tight end. So this is going to be very interesting. Hopefully, Hockenson is there for us at 8, so the Green Bay does not get him. And I assume Green Bay is going to get the other tight end from Iowa, get Fant. And then that would leave Minnesota not with the best option. So it's crazy how all these teams want tight ends, and yet the tight end position is devalued. And a lot of people believe it's not a good pick. It's more of a luxury pick. In my personal view, this tight end now is a good pick. It would be a great pick simply for the offensive line, holding onto the ball, running the football, having the ability to mix up plays, unlike we had before with offensive coordinator KFC. He was terrible. We knew exactly what they were going to do when it comes to play calling. And if we can get a TJ Hockenson in there that is going to hold us to on the offense with making longer plays and wearing out defenses. So we get TJ Hockenson in there. He'll help out with the offensive line. He'll help out with play action passes, play action runs. He'll help the defense out by holding the offense on the field a lot longer. So, and other teams are looking at that. They see the ability of having a special tight end in there, and TJ Hockenson is an above average tight end. He'll be elite. In my personal eyes, he will be elite. He'll may go down as like a Gronkowski. He's that type of special player. So hopefully we get him, and he can definitely help us out on offense and help us scare the hell out of teams. I think it's vital that we have an identity of a powerhouse team. We just got Anderson for the running back position with also Zach Zenner, Kerryon Johnson. We're going to become a running back power team first. The addition of this tight end will solidify that. I don't believe it is a luxury pick. I believe it is a need pick. I believe if he is there at 8, that there's no doubt about it, we need to pick TJ Hockenson up. I'm worried that the Jacksonville Jaguars is going to take him. They got Nick Foles. What's the best player for a new quarterback in a new system? That is a tight end. And TJ Hawkinson's a plug and play tight end. There's not too many of those as tight end. We all know is a very hard position to learn. And they're very close to a winning team in Jacksonville. The year prior to last year, they went to the AFC Championship and almost made it to the Super Bowl. If they did not have their quarterback, the terrible quarterback, they would have probably made the Super Bowl. So they're looking at a win now mode in Jacksonville. How do you win now? You get plug and play players. and they're lacking an offense, and he would be the best offensive player on the board for them. Period. There's not a lot of offensive players that are plug and play this year in the NFL draft. There's a lot of defensive players, but offensive players are far and few between. Um, so look out for that. That's my fear. And if that happens, if he's gone, I believe we will trade back with Miami Dolphins. I think that is the trade partner you look at. I totally am convinced that if Hawkinson's gone, that Bob Quinn's going to trade with Miami Dolphins. Now that would be good and bad. For the fact that we didn't get TJ Hawkinson would be bad in my view. It would be good to at least pick up an extra pick or two and maybe swap a fourth like I did in my prior potential mock draft that I had going on. So if we lose Hawkinson, do we take a linebacker there at 13 or the best defensive end, or possibly a head scratching move where a player drops and you look at yourself and like, wow, for some reason, some player dropped that's supposed to be in the top 5. Can you take him? That happened with us with Nick Fairley. Obviously, Fairley did not fare well. However, he did drop to us, I think, was it the 13th pick? And so you never know. It looked like the Lions have scheduled interview with defensive end Josh Allen. My God, if he fell to us at 8, that'd be fantastic. He's a plug and play defensive end with him and Trey Flowers. That would be insane. Do I see that happening? No, I don't see there's any chance that Oakland does not take him with the 4th overall pick. It's simply for the fact that they got rid of Khalil Mack, and they need a defensive end. He's the best one on the board. He's probably the best defensive end when it even come to Nick Bosa. So those two are going to be gone really quick. However, in my possible draft scenario, and what I believe definitely could happen is, I believe for a fact Arizona's taken Kyler Murray, and that's good for us. We need more quarterbacks taken in those first 5 picks, first 6 picks. The more quarterbacks that are taken, the more potential individuals and draft players that should be higher falls to us at 8, and or if we trade back, a little more talent falls to us there. So I believe Kyler Murray will go 1. I believe that the New York Giants possibly could trade up to the 3rd overall pick to get Haskins. Some believe Drew Lock. I personally think Haskins is the better quarterback by far compared to Drew Lock. But if they do trade up there, another draft prospect falls down. And then if a run on quarterbacks happen, then you can see Drew Lock going at number possibly 8. Say if they Miami Dolphins want to trade with us, they're wanting to get that quarterback 2 already off the board. They're willing to make a fantastic trade with us to simply secure a quarterback. And you know how teams need quarterbacks. They're willing to cash up a little more and pick up a 2nd round pick possibly. So watch for that. That is something that I could see happen. What up, though, man? What up, though, Papa Daddy 65? Just talking about the NFL draft, what possibly could happen with the Lions trading from 8 to 13, with the possibility of Jacksonville taking TJ Hawkinson, and how the NFC North seems to want all tight ends. So far, the Minnesota Vikings, obviously the Detroit Lions, us, Green Bay Packers, they all want tight ends. And there is not a big amount of elite tight ends. There's 2. And so this is going to be super interesting. What individuals are going to get the tight ends they want? Hopefully it's us. Get TJ Hawkinson. And don't let Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers get him, because Aaron Rodgers is going to want that. Yeah, I agree with you for sure. What do they want? Do they want to give Stafford weapons, or do they want to build on that defense and get an identity? And when it comes to the ability, I think if TJ Hawkinson's there, they go TJ Hawkinson. If he is not there, I believe they trade back and go defense, unless some sort of player fell to them, like a Josh Allen, in which I don't believe is going to happen at all. But you never know. If Hawkinson's gone, trade back and pick up a defensive player. If a elite defensive player fell to them, don't trade back, take them. Whether it be a Josh Allen or whether it be an elite defensive tackle. At that point, I think it's TJ or defense. I don't want any more offensive players besides TJ Hawkinson with the first round pick, period. If it's not TJ Hawkinson, I want defense. I want a linebacker. I want a a solid linebacker, a solid defensive end. I really, really, really like Murphy for a cornerback. If they decide to trade back a little further in 13, I would love to get Murphy, but they've signed all these cornerbacks in free agency. So it's hard for me to think they would take a cornerback in the first round. However, I really like him. He's a fantastic player. He would be a plug and play cornerback. And we would have a hell of a secondary if we added him with Darius Slay and Coleman. Good Lord, that would be fantastic. Yeah, Jordy Nelson will stay retired. He won't want to come back to Green Bay when we have that because he wouldn't be gaining nothing. So this is going to be an awesome draft. And I'm super excited. This has been a draft where we're finally, I feel like we're gonna Blake, boo boo, yeah. This is gonna be a fantastic draft, folks. In the last couple of years, we've been kind of going offensive line, more of a boring. I think this year with our team not doing so well last year, going 6-10, Bob Quinn's going for playmakers, and I love playmakers. That's the sexy pick. It's not the sexiest type of pick, like getting a wide receiver or a running back. But I love the ability, get a badass linebacker, get a badass defensive end. That's my sexy pick. And obviously T.J. Hockenson. It's going to be hella fun to watch. Make sure if you're listening to this after the stream, make sure you watch the Gridiron Blitz. Make sure you watch Luke G's field review, and I'm sure they're going to probably go live for their NFL draft analysis. That will be awesome. They have great content. They're very intellectual when it comes to players in the NFL draft and statistics. They bring facts. They bring a passion to the Detroit Lions, in which the mainstream media does not. They don't like our Lions. 97 won the ticket. Don't like our Lions. Free press. Carlos Manure does not like our Detroit Lions. Don't listen to them. Listen to those guys. These people are fans. They are bleed Honolulu blue and silver. They love the team. They dig into it. They're not doing this for money. There's no money really involved. They're doing it because they love the game. And that's what I love about the idea of having all these individuals getting on YouTube and creating content, is to change the narrative here in Detroit, in the state of Michigan. We're dumped on all the time. We're blue collar here. We work hard, and man, we want to see success. We love our football. We love our Tigers. We love our Pistons. We love our Red Wings. Man, this is all about that. So watch their content. They will, they'll dissect. If it's a bad move, they believe it's a bad move, they're going to tell you why it's a bad move. They're going to give you their initial reasons and facts behind it. It's not just emotion. They love the team. There is emotion involved, but there's a lot of facts involved. And especially like ESPN or Sports Center, they don't care about our team. They don't like us. They will talk bad about every decision that we make. And that's simply, it doesn't help our culture. It doesn't make us happy as fans. We're always down. So why not listen to positive stuff? So listen to their content, and just awesome content. In fact, I watch it every day. I watch your guys' stuff every day, and hella fun to listen to facts and listen to other ideas. Obviously we don't agree on everything, and that's awesome, because if we agreed on everything, we've one boring place to be listening to. No one wants to agree on everything. That sucks. We just want to sit back, talk lines, and drink a beer. Have a good time while doing it. And that kind of brings into the fact of the NFC North fans. Oh man, I love Russell Wilson. Boy, if they don't sign Russell Wilson, that's a Papa Daddy there is talking about Russell Wilson. He's not a Stafford hater. I love Russell Wilson, man. That first off, his character is super high. He's got a high character. He's got a high motor. He's got a high passion for the game. There's no doubt that man loved football, and he's willing to take a beating. He was underrated. Drafted in the third round, people doubted him, and he came in here as a shorter quarterback and he shows his love for the game. He beats the hell out of teams. He can throw it. He can run it. He's a competitor. And if they don't sign him, Seattle doesn't sign him to a big contract, they're fools. Their team's going to suck. And I don't understand why the hell they would do that. Now, if you're coming with the idea, if we decided to get rid of Stafford after next year and try to get a Russell Wilson. That would be interesting because for the fact I like both quarterbacks. However, Russell Wilson, I love them both. But Russell Wilson is a playoff winner. He's a championship winner. He should have had 2 Super Bowls, but they decided to throw the ball instead of run it with the beast. So, man, that would be a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, whew, that's like do you get rid of the guy that has brought our team from nothing to something? One of my best memories is watching Matthew Stafford, and yes, this is what up, dude? What up, Luke G's Field Review? Man, my favorite memories is simply watching Matthew Stafford playing in the Cleveland game, and he gets hit, and he's like, if you need me to throw the ball, throw the ball. I have not seen that type of stuff in so long, and he's got me so many love memories of these Lions games and watching him snap the ball and jump over the line of scrimmage, beating the Cowboys in that freaking awesome game where we beat them and Des Bryant cried because Calvin Johnson's the better wide receiver. Oh, but then you got a Russell Wilson who he's won a Super Bowl. Oh, you were at that game? My God, man. That was the most epic game of all time. I was jumping, I was screaming, man. We had a party at our house. We do on Sundays. We do free beer and hot wings, and I invite all my friends over. We were going crazy. That was one of the greatest moments ever of all time. That and the other game where we played against the Cowboys in the oh, hold on, my computer's dying. I gotta get the charger on. We played against the Cowboys in Dallas with Matthew Stafford when we went 4-0. That was an awesome game. So to get rid of Stafford, it is somewhat emotional for me because I have an emotional attachment to Matthew Stafford. Yeah, man. That's how we do it around here. We free beer and hot wings. We order pizza. We go all in, man. I have like 10, 15 people at our house. I used to have a 102-inch screen projector TV, and we had a man cave. And if we're not going to Ford Field or going to Detroit, we're gonna have some sort of party here. So maybe one of these days we could do that. I think that's about having fun, man. That's living the dream right there, man. Lions football with friends, going crazy over events that will live forever. Like I'll never forget that. I'll also never forget the moment when we won San Diego for the playoff game with Matthew Stafford with Jim Schwartz, hearing the fans scream playoffs, playoffs. It's one of the greatest memories I can remember. I was sicker than hell that day, but it was awesome. But again, when it comes to Matthew Stafford, I personally do have a little emotional attachment to him. I seen the man get drafted. I was live there. I got to meet him. He signed my hat. Me and Roger Goodell, he signed my hat. It was really cool. Then I talked to Matthew Stafford like a year after he got drafted. He posted a contest for his Facebook who could do like the best picture for his Facebook. And I did a picture of him and his Georgia. And he took that and he had it on his Facebook for a year. And so that was awesome. What up? What a go there, go Lions, man. Hey, I'm looking up that Ty Summers right now. I have a little information on him. I will do a more review about it this weekend. I'll read more on it and I'll watch more tape. I got a little bit of write up on him, and what I found out about him is he was a quarterback and he switched to linebacker and without a problem. So you know what I really like about that is his ability to not care. He does whatever the coach wants, and that's obviously when you're a quarterback and you get told to go to linebacker. All the family's doing really good. My kid has a little issue. Deals. She's got a depression issue. She's getting bullied and stuff like that, and so unfortunately, we had to pull her out of school and put her in a private school. So that's kind of sad, and that's something I like talking about too is depression because I have PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder. And so one of ways for me to relieve stress is working out and talking Lions football. And so we have to deal stuff with my daughter. So we have to deal with that depression stuff. And we're trying to see what works for her. She's had a rough, see, my wife currently is not actually the biological mother of my 13-year-old. And so I've had my 13-year-old her whole life. Her mother basically has nothing to do with her. And so yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I was a single dad for a long time. I went to Iraq. My daughter was 2, and so yeah, man. Well, that's what we do, man. We're Christians over here. We're in prayer. We pray all the time. Again, pray for Kelly Stafford as well. That brain tumor is some scary stuff, folks. And I work in the medical field. This is the type of stuff that's scary, and it's not just the initial fact that there's a tumor in the brain, but if there's a slight miscut, you can ruin her hearing. She may go lose her hearing or lose her sight. It's a very delicate area when it comes to the brains, but they have the greatest surgeons. I guarantee you, Matthew Stafford will take her to the best one in the United States. So pray for her. Yeah, when it comes to my daughter, yeah, I was a single dad. I've had custody of her for 13 years. And so her mom wants nothing to do with her. And so she has a lot of depression issue comes to that. And she gets bullied at school. So, but we got her out of there and she's doing really well. Just take it day by day and nothing but love, man, nothing but love. Um, so again, I got a little off topic there, but I like to talk about how the NFC North fans think that the Detroit Lions have a 7% chance of winning the NFC North. To me, that is hilarious. They give a 7% chance of winning the NFC North. Have they not looked at history? The Chicago Bears won the NFC North last year, and prior to that, they were what, 5-win team? The Minnesota Vikings won it the year prior to that, and they were what, 7-9. And Green Bay is a fading team. To me, Green Bay is a 7-9 or an 8-8 team. In my personal view, I believe Chicago Bears was over success last year. They're more of a, they could be a 9-win team in that position. And Minnesota Vikings with Kirk Cousins and his big ass contract, they're going to be losing talent on the defense. It's just a matter of time, folks. I mean, you can't pay that type of money to even person here who's a hometown hero of Holland, Michigan. You can't pay that type of money and expect to have all these players. Yeah, I think we will. I think the Lions again. I'm going to talk about. I've said it 100 times how I view it in the military terms. So you got crawl, walk, run in the Army when you train and when you train soldiers. Okay, when you initially train a soldier, it's the crawling phase. The crawling phase is simply learning the facts and what's going on, a huge macro view of what's going on. It's not no minute. Okay, it's simply okay, I got to clear this building. When I clear the building, I got to kick in the door. I have to go right, left, point your weapon in the correct position, and look in the spots. It's a simple talk about that, and you're walking through it. You're not running. You're not doing SWAT type stuff initially, and that's what I call the crawl phase. The walk phase is when you mature a little bit more. At this point, you're understanding a lot more what's going on. You're walking. You're still thinking about the process. Okay, my weapon's got to be pointing this direction. I got to make sure that I don't shoot a civilian. I got to make sure I do the correct stuff. And then the run phase is it's all natural. You're instantly just thinking. You're reacting to what's going on. You know exactly what you're doing. You're not thinking about anything. And when I compare this to Detroit Lions, I believe Jim Schwartz was the walk phase. He got us out of the dumpster. We were irrelevant for so many years. 0-16, the laughing stock. He brought us to relevance. He got us to a playoff game. However, he was erratic, sporadic, and too little fury for being an NFL head coach. So then he was fired. So then Jim Caldwell came in for the walk phase. He matured the team. He calmed them down. He brought a level of maturity. And so that would be the walk phase. And to me, Matt Patricia now is the run phase. We did not have a good year last year. Simply, we did not have the players for his scheme. However, he is very disciplined and very hard on players to train hard, to work hard, to give everything they got to win a game, to win in December. He is from a winning organization. He is going to now lead them into a winning championship. Okay, so not just to win now, is to win in December, and that's obviously running the football. He is going to bring a toughness to this team. He is going to build us into not just a 1-year wonder to be a winning team going forward for the future, for this year, next year. These moves they are making are good moves. They're solid moves. They're bringing champions to our team that know how to win. We had individuals last year that simply did not buy into the philosophy of Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia. Now he brought in players that understand his philosophy more. We may have paid little bit over for a Trey Flowers. However, he has the ability to train the young guys. This is how you win. You must work harder than average to win. It is not easy to win in the NFL. You must work harder to win in the NFL. That is what he's, folks, that's what he's going to bring. Last year, I knew the Lions were not going to do good simply because it's a new coach, and we kept the mistake that he made was keeping our offensive coordinator. Okay, we have now got a offensive coordinator that fits Patricia's scheme. Pound the football, ream a team, punch them in their throat, do long extended drives by running the football, play action to a tight end. Every once in a while, pop a big play from Matthew Stafford to Galladay, and then play hardcore bend, don't break defense. Man, I'm telling you, this team is so underrated right now. And you know what? All the people in Sports Center, ESPN, NFL Network, all Heath Evans, all these haters, just wait. Just wait. We're going to show you that we are a power punch you in the mouth football team, and we're to be reckoned with. I believe we will win the NFC North this year. Finally, we're going to win the NFC North, and we're going to be. I call us the equivalent to what the Vikings were, not last year, but the year prior, how they were a strong team, just real strong. That is what he's going to bring to us. Last year, the teams we beat the New England Patriots, the Super Bowl winning champions. Prior to that, we never beat a winning team. That is huge. He is teaching us how to defeat winning teams. It's you got to play harder than they are. You train harder in the summer. You train harder in practices. In preseason, we got to find out who is the missing links, who are these stars that we don't know of. This is what he's bringing to us. It's a philosophy. It's a way of winning. When Bill Belichick was with the Cleveland Browns, he did not do well. And then they got rid of him way too early. And he could have brought, and Cleveland was in a mess for so long. And Bill Belichick went to New England, and he was fantastic. We have to let it ride. We have to not worry about what last year happened, not worry about the years prior, only worry about what we can worry about this year. Watch in preseason. Watch how the difference, the type of team you're going to see. You're going to see a more physical team. He is bringing in power players. This is what we need. It's about physicality. This is the black and blue division. This is not the pink and light blue division. 100% agree with you, Go Lions. Simply put, we've been a finesse team for so long, and it hasn't worked. How many finesse teams do you see win in the NFL? New England Patriots beat the hell out of the Rams this year. The Rams were a more finesse team. New England, they got tough. The power teams are the winning teams. It's not sexy. We're not going to have 400 yards passing anymore, probably. But that's okay because we're going to just run down their throat in the fourth quarter. We're going to run the clock down, and then no more Stafford comebacks. And then they can say, "Oh, Stafford's not an elite quarterback, this, that, and the other because he's not throwing 4,000 or 5,000 yards." I don't give a damn if he is. I want to win. And I don't care how we win. I want to see Kerryon Johnson run. I want to see C.J. Anderson run. I want to see Zach Zenner run. This is what I want to see, a power team, a physical defense. We pick a few good players in this draft, and we will have that. We are so close. So many years we've had holes on this team. There's not many holes in this team at this point. We did very well in free agency, selected players that fit our scheme, that fit our philosophy of need as well. When you look at Trey Flowers, defensive end, he's a good when it comes to stopping the run. Snacks Harrison, good when stopping the run. How do you win in the NFL? You stop the run. Great secondary. We have Darius Slay. He brings in Coleman. Coleman fits the scheme because he was with the Patriots. We now got a 1-2. And we also got Mike Ford, and they picked up the other cornerback from Oakland, and you never know, they may draft one in the 4th round or even sooner. But you can see the secondary; it's really paying off. Look at the linebacking core, and this draft they're going to pick up a linebacker. Hell, this defense could be, may I say, top five scaring teams. I mean, the defense was doing well last year at the end of the year. You put Snacks in there, you can't run. You're not going to be able to run on us. And they're going to start throwing the ball. Teams will start throwing the ball. And guess what? That's more picks for Darius Slay, for Coleman, for Diggs, for Walker, who's an emerging star, who I think is potentially a Pro Bowler. He probably should be this coming year, but you know how they never give Pro Bowls out to us Lions players until a year next because it's a popularity contest. This is going to be so much fun to watch. We've been through misery, and this is going to be a good year, folks. We've had good defenses in 2014. We had a good offense in 2011. This is the year we're going to have a solid offense, a solid defense, and a solid special teams. And what does that bring you? It brings you to win the NFC North and win it in December. So this is a hell of a year, folks. Just an awesome year to look upon. And Vegas gives us a maximum of 7 wins. Tell you what, I'm not a betting man, but I'm a bet on the Lions, and we're going to get a hell of a lot more than 7 wins. I'm going with. I've even seen. I know the teams that we're playing with this upcoming year, and you can't really go by also what they did last year because it's never the same. I say we probably win 11 games this year. I say we take the North, win 11 games. That's my prediction. Hold me to it. Coming season, this video will be stayed on the channel, and I will not delete it. I am saying 11 wins. We win the NFC North, and still the media, when we win the NFC North, the mainstream media. Yeah, you want to know why you believe that? Is because you are a Lions fan and you know facts. You watch the people that talk it, like a Luke G, like a Gridiron, like JMO. You're actually now paying attention, and not, who cares about what the mainstream media says? Heath Evans hates our team. He talks trash about it all the time. And you know what I say to him? Who gives a damn? Because I don't care what you think. You don't know our team. You haven't paid any attention to what this team's doing, what a championship team does. I do. You do. The guys on YouTube do. We love our team. We pay attention to them. We're going to be a good damn team. Also in news, the Lions have met up with Josh Allen, talked to him. That's kind of a dur. Josh Allen's a fantastic defensive end, 1AB when it comes to Bosa. To me, that if for an ungodly known reason, if he fell to us, I mean, you're going to pick him, but it's not going to happen. But obviously, they got to meet with him. Also, Detroit Lions have met with quarterback Tyree Jackson. In my mock draft, I picked the Lions, taking him in the fifth round. To me, he's a perfect fit behind Matthew Stafford. I believe he's got that big arm like Stafford. He's not there yet. But for a second string and to learn behind Stafford, hell yeah, man. He's a tall guy. He's physical. He can run the ball. He can throw a hell of a deep ball. That's kind of what you look at when you look at Darrell Bevell. We run, and then do the play action pass. And to me, he fits that scheme. We have Connor Cook on our team, but I don't even see him being on I see him being a practice squad. You take Matthew Stafford 1, Tyree 2, Connor Cook practice squad. So I think that would be a great get. I like Tyree Jackson. I like his swagger. People, for some reason underestimate him. I don't know why. I think he's a really good quarterback, and that's something to look for. And I believe we should take him for sure, and I believe we will. Lions met with Drew Sample, tight end. To me, that's a good sign that they're looking at TJ Hockenson. I mean, they're looking through all the tight ends, and they absolutely have to put in the work to check other tight ends just in case if Jacksonville takes one. Yeah, you're right. 100% right. Go Lions. And we're on the right path. And just because we didn't do well last year, and all the stories that was going around about Matt Patricia being a rapist and stuff by the media, to me that's sickening. They just wanted to destroy the man because they know that negative media brings clicks and it's clickbait. And they tried to, with the Me Too movement, they tried to take down our our coach for a bunch of bull crap. And so this is what the media does. This is what the media does. They want to tear our team down, but we can't allow that to happen. And they want to tear, the coach down for every little thing he does. They tore him down for wanting to play outside in the winter. We play in the NFC North, and they teared us down for training outside in the winter in Michigan. How do you win football games in December? Is it playing inside or going to Lambeau Field in the tundra and pounding the hell out of a team? I just shake my head because that's the stupidest thing to possibly dog a head coach on, is wanting to train outside in the cold. These guys are men. How do you win? That's how you win. You have to train the way you're gonna play. You play out in the cold. So, everything they do, yep, passionate, strong, dedicated. That's what we are. That's what the new media is. The legacy media is what I call them. They are dying for their clickbaits, okay? They know they are dying because no one pays attention to them anymore. We have social media. We have people on the ground who pay attention. We have the Man Beast Morrises. We have the Luke G's. We have the Gridirons. We have the guys that pay attention. Why listen to negativity? I mean, I'm gonna go and watch the NFL Network to watch how the Detroit Lions are gonna take fourth place in the NFC North. How many times have we heard that? How many times have we heard just how bad our team is? Screw it. We're going in there. It has not worked. This negativity has not worked since '91. Our team has sucked. You know, Quinn said when he came here that he heard the media just bash our team. Yeah, because free agents want to hear that. They put on the radio, oh, the Detroit Lions are a bad team. Mike Valenti says they're terrible. They're the worst team ever, and he can't wait to get rid of them. Yeah, you're talking about a sport where you physically run into each other at the ability, almost a collision course of a car wreck, on a game where you pound each other through physical ability. And they complain about that. That's like me complaining about basic training and low crawling through mud. You're joining the army. You have to go through hell to get success. Do you not realize that? And they complain. They hate us. I mean, literally, Mike Valenti he's not a Lions fan. He despises our team. He's a New York Giant fan who said he's done with the New York Giants. He's a bandwagon fan to whatever team he likes. He's full of crap. We're not bandwagon fans. We've been through this stuff from the beginning. You know, we're all of this. All of us are together in this situation we call Detroit Lions football. You know, a lot of negativity, and let's change that. Let's mock them. Let's make fun of them and get them to dislike us, because then they could be jealous. I was just having a conversation, and I put on my video, I had like the draft music playing, and would be a good sign if they put in, saying that's infringement. That means they would be paying attention. So do it. I don't care. I love my team. I want to make it exciting. If they want to do a copyright infringement, go right ahead. That means you're paying attention. And I'll have it that way. I'll make a new page if that happens, if they kick me off. And I'll do the same thing. I don't care. We care. We care about our team. We go in depth about players. And so we are more knowledgeable than these experts in the big time legacy media. So kind of just get rid of them. Don't worry about it. In other news, it looked like Luke Wilson agrees to be a Raider. So it's funny is because now we become the Detroit Patriots. It looks like the Raiders are becoming the Las Vegas Lions. They picking up Lawson, and they got Luke Wilson. I don't wish nothing bad upon the players. I just, it's weird how players that didn't do so well is now, the Oakland Raiders are just picking them up. It's just kind of funny. You got Lawson over there. I really dislike that guy. I don't wish personal against those guys at all. My wife works for Make a Wish Foundation, and players like Amari Spivey, if you remember him, we were in contact with him, and he came to an event for some kids and signed some footballs. One that he received a fumble recovery from the Chicago Bears, and he was cool enough to come by and sign that stuff and give it to some kids in need. And that'd be interesting too if we can get some players like Spivey to talk about the Detroit Lions. That would be awesome. I'm sure he's easily to talk to. He talks to my wife, so I think that'd be pretty cool. And like I don't know if you guys remember Follett. I talked to that guy for a while. We talk about more spiritual stuff. He's a big time Christian guy and really really laid back. But he's not in line. He ain't been in line for a while, but he's a really cool guy. So maybe we can get some players like that to call in. Not on my channel. I'm not big enough yet, but if we can hook up for bigger channels like like a Luke G or something like that, that'd be really awesome. So that could be down the road future as well. Again, I'm gonna probably do live analysis during the NFL draft. I know that the other YouTubers are as well. Definitely watch their stuff for sure. It doesn't really matter who it is. Just watch it. I mean, you're gonna get real facts to those guys, whether it be me. I don't even care about views and subs and stuff like that. So watch those guys for sure. I'm gonna go to training camp at least 1 or 2 times this year and do a live stream about what's going on. See if I can get you guys to see live action. It's really cool if you ever been to a training. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Um, you know what, man? I just love the team. I'm not really that great of a speaker at all. Definitely a lot better speakers out there. I love the team, man. I love Detroit Lions. But my greatest memories throughout my whole life has been Detroit Lions. Sitting on my dad's lap watching Barry Sanders in his. Yeah, I was a youngin' then, but damn, it was watching that man. Well, thanks, man. Thanks, man. Um, I like I said, man. Blue collar, man. I love Detroit. I love the state of Michigan. I love the idea of coming together as a community and getting rid of the negativity. Again, I was in the Army, and uh, I dealt with individuals of every color, every race, of every religion. And when I see that, oh, you are? Thank you for your service, man. When I was in Iraq, I want to thank you Navy individuals, man. You guys helped me out with some health. I went to, I had real bad sickness. You guys took care of me up there. Sick out for a couple days, so you guys are fun to talk to and hang out with. You guys had the TV on. I was watching the Armed Forces Network with you guys for a little bit. So thank you for your service, man. And it's individuals like you that give everyone else their freedoms, and that takes a lot of courage. And it's the individuals that don't make a whole lot of money that join the service and serve their country for a better purpose. And as you know, in the military, I don't know what they said in the Navy, but in the Army, there is no color but the color of green. And when it comes to racism and sexism and crap like that, that stuff doesn't exist where I was at. Alabama? Oh, 1990 to 94? Oh shit. Yeah, man. Did you go to were you in the Gulf War then? Because I think that was in 1990, right? The invasion when Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait. That's some good stuff there, man. Thank you again, man. We should talk about. I'm also wanted to bring in this YouTube is talking about veterans issues. I don't know if you. Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, we should talk about that, man. I don't know if me and you want to get together and talk about depression and stuff like that. When I got back, I had anger issues and I was drinking, and man, I was pissed off and wanting to fight everyone. Dubai. Oh, that's nice, dude. Dubai is nice. I wanted to go there on my 2 week sabbatical. I wanted to go to Dubai, but end up just come back to the States. Beautiful place for sure. Um, I want to talk about depression when it comes to veterans. And recently, unfortunately, I had bad news. The third guy that I know has committed suicide in the local VA. I've now three. One close, really close friend of mine killed himself. Walked walked into a VA and put a bullet to his head. Another guy just overdosed on drugs. Another guy shot himself and survived. Um, so I'd really like to talk about people that have PTSD and these type of issues that, man, we got to do something about that. I mean, what is they're averaging 22 veterans dying a year. That's a disgrace. I think we got to get rid of that. That's sad. And when it comes to, I think I was mentioning this on my last video about people talking about we are brothers, man. Um, you understand that it doesn't matter where we come from. It doesn't matter the skin that we have. We're brothers. We would die for our brothers. The men I served with, I'd give my life up for any one of them. One of my best friends in the army, he was a Satanist. I'm a Christian. Didn't matter. He would give his life up for me, and vice versa. Another good friend of mine believed in Islam. We would die for each other. Best friend was Hispanic. That's our rule, man. That's it, man. And I don't think they understand that. Like, when people were taking a knee for the national anthem, everyone that I knew, because I have was really pissed about that. And they're like, "What do you think about that? You're a veteran." And I said, "Look, man, I serve my country and I serve my uniform. When you put on a uniform, whether it be a police officer or obviously in the service, you wear that uniform and you expect to be the utmost as an individual. And if there is a corrupt person wearing a damn uniform, whether it be police or soldier, taking advantage of people, like a police officer pulling over somebody because of their skin color, that's a disgrace. That's a disgrace to the uniform. And when those players took their knees, would I take my knee? No, because I don't. I love my country. When they took their knees, do I think they hated us, hated veterans, disrespecting America itself? No, no, man. They had issues in their life where they feel like they're being targeted. It's simple as that. Yes, absolutely, man. It's simple as that. Um, Individuals have been targeted. There's too many times people have talked about getting pulled over for their skin color. My best friend is Hispanic. He has an Escalade. He is a very wealthy man because he is smart and he works at a nuclear power plant as a physicist. He makes a lot of money, and he got pulled over twice in one day in a small town because he has an Escalade, and that really pissed me off beyond belief. And I hope he sues the living hell out of them because he has the ability to do it. He's a combat veteran, and I stand for that. Absolutely, there's good police officers. There's bad ones too. Yeah, thank you, man. And you know what? And it's not just about all of us serving. It's about everyone coming together and being as one. And we, as veterans, we know this. We've worked with all different religions, all different backgrounds, ethnicities, and everything. And when you live live in a lifestyle like that, and then you get out of that lifestyle and you see cliques where people hate each other for their skin color, their religion, or for a different belief, you go, what the hell? Because we're so used to it. We're so used to this brotherhood. It didn't matter what your belief is politically. It didn't matter your spiritual belief. It didn't matter where you come from. You're brothers, man. And I don't know Go Lions at all, but he's my brother. If we met up at a bar, we could be talking. He's in a different service than me, but we have the same life situations. My dad served in Vietnam 2 tours. We talk all the time. It's the same thing. It's a brotherhood. They're damn straight, man. Damn straight. And I'd love to get with you, Go Lions, again about that veteran stuff if you're interested, to talking about PTSD and issues with that stuff going on, because I'm sure you understand people that have issues as well as I do. It's sad, um, and it sucks, man. One of my best friends too. He's a double arm amputee. He's the first individual in the United States history to get a double arm transplant. He's just on Fox News a couple months ago. So if we can, maybe one of these days meet up for training camp or something. About racists, what's my opinion about racists? I think racists are ignorant. They don't understand anything. They've been secluded to their beliefs. They've now not. They're ignorant. They don't understand anything. I've served with every color and every religion. I would die for every one of them. Racists don't understand that. They're in their own damn bubble and they don't understand that. And if they want to be a piece of crap and be racist, specifically, you hating someone off their skin color, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm a Christian. I how I can I don't get I don't understand it. I would die for any one of my friends. Growing up, my best friends were Hispanic. One of my good friends is Islamic. I knew about Islam far before 9/11 happened, and people. I don't know, man. I All I can say is ignorance. I dislike it. It makes me sick when I see stuff like that, and anything I can do to bridge the gap, I'll do, man. Because as a veteran, we've been exposed to all sorts of crap. Been all over the world. I've been to Kuwait, Iraq, Germany, Ireland. I've been all over the United States, to many different bases: Fort Hood, Fort McCoy, obviously the state of Michigan, Kentucky. I've experienced a lot of different people. I was in the Islamic world for a year. I have much respect for Islam. I never received the idea like you think like they're all going to kill you. I've never experienced that. Never experienced that at all. The people that I worked with over in Iraq and Kuwait were awesome people. We were having fun. I would not be alive if it wasn't for the Iraqi police. They saved me and told me where there was an IED where I usually picked up individuals. They pray 5 times a day. Their devout faith to their religion is outstanding. It's mind-boggling. When I got to go to Iraq, yeah, you damn straight we can be great. And it's the grassroots stuff, and it's the media they're all about negativity and destroying and trying to separate, individuals. All the media outlets do that, and I don't like that stuff, man. It really pisses me off when I see the mainstream media, talk about they're trying to start a race war. And like that stuff in Ferguson, I did not watch the mainstream media. I watched what the hell the police did down there, and that pissed me off. I fought for freedom. I fought for the freedom of speech, and they were suppressing speech. And I wanted to go down there, Ferguson, myself, and I was so mad, man. I was so angry about that. Um, that we fought for the freedoms, and I want to maintain that everyone has their right of freedom of speech and their right to protest, their right to, they're angry, because they have a right to be angry. People are getting killed for no stupid reasons. As a soldier, the last thing you do is want to take someone's life. You have many progressions you must go through, and police it seems to be going through the progressions from 1 to 100 instead of going through 1 through 7. And there's great police. I don't even want to knock the police, but we've all experienced it. I've been pulled over because I have a souped up car, and I got all the stickers and low profile and rims, and they pulled me over saying, I'm speeding or I'm drinking. I don't drink alcohol, especially when I'm driving. And just simply because I got a nice car, my buddy, he's got a nice car, gets pulled over. That shit pisses me off, and I will fight against it. Absolutely. I have my father-in-law is a police officer. He's a great one. My uncle's a police officer. He was an MP in the military. Very proud of his service, and he's got the same view I do. You wear the uniform. You are not just wearing a uniform, but you're wearing everything. you got to show respect. You have to show restraint. You have to show to not assume when you talk to somebody that they're there to kill you. Okay. When I was in Iraq, I did not assume every person I spoke to wanted to kill me, not wanted to hurt me, because that's not what it is. The media you see, they spin it that way. And I'm sorry I'm getting off about Detroit Lions stuff, but to me, this is a big time issue because it does relate to us as Detroit Lions fans when it comes to negativity in the media. Well, it's the same thing. Like I've been overseas, and I've seen the goodness. Um, One of the saddest moments in my life is when I went to Basra. It's the southern part of Iraq. There's a place called the Ziggurat. It's called also the Temple of Ur, and right next to it is the house of Abraham that in the Bible. That Abraham, he tried to sacrifice his son, and there's a little boy there. I think he's like 6, 7 years old, and he goes up to me. I was like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" And he's really sad, and he's like, because they're super poor down there, especially in southern Iraq. He's like, my ball, they speak English too. This one did for sure. And it broke on him. And me and the guy, we felt horrible, man. We went to the PX and bought him a ball and brought him a soccer ball. And it's crazy. If you treat people with respect, they treat you back with respect. I the unit was there before us, got hit with IEDs a million times more than we did. We simply showed them respect. And it's not our nation. You go in there, don't assume they're evil. And I think of when it comes to racism and when it comes to a phobia of religion, individuals are simply ignorant, really, really ignorant when it comes to that stuff. And man, I bought a car. It really pissed me off. And I purchased my car that I have now. I think it was about 2 years ago. And when I got in there, they're like, "Oh, you're a veteran." And I was like, "Yeah, these are thank you for the service, that, and the other." And the guy I was buying with, he was really nice to me, showed a lot of respect. And then a guy that worked there come up to me, he's like, "How many ragheads did you kill?" Oh, I almost did not even buy the car. I was so angry, so pissed. And go Lions, this as a veteran yourself. What the hell are you? What the hell is wrong with you? What would you even think about something like that? That's evil. And if he was the one selling me a car, I would definitely walked out on. But the guy I was with was nice, and so I'm gonna do my best, and that'll be part of this channel too, is veterans support, and bridging the gap, and like I'm fighting this hatred when it comes to kneeling because I watched the Lions football. And I lost friends because of it. Um, you're a veteran and they're crapping on your country. That's not the way I see it at all. Absolutely don't. I'm sure many people on many NFL teams have service members, and I've never been crapped on when it comes to the military. I've shown nothing but utmost respect, and I believe that's how they are as well. And so they're protesting for the fact they feel like they're getting targeted, and they have a point. There's a reason why it's happening. They're getting targeted. So we need to weed out these people. And go Lions. When you wear that uniform, you have that respect. And that's awesome. That's awesome. You know what? I love that. And that's why I love, that's why I love Detroit. That's why I love it. It's every time I go there, before I've ever been to Detroit, I always got told that you're going to get your car steal or something like that. The same old bull crap you hear all the time. I go to Detroit, I go to football games, I go to Lions games. It's nothing but pure love. I don't see negativity at all. It's Man, it's love. You be hugging people, make Lions make a big play. You're hugging individuals you've never even seen before. That's the culture. That's the heartbeat. When I say Detroit's the heartbeat of America, um, that's what it is. It is what our country should ultimately be like when it comes to love, when it comes to respect. Uh, we're fans of a team that doesn't win that much, and we're making videos and spending all this time talking about it. That's freaking awesome, man. That's awesome that we have this format, the ability to talk about this type of things, and this is what it is. This is pure love, and this is awesome. I live in Holland, Michigan, and it's a very diverse area too. So we have a lot of Hispanics, we have a lot of African Americans here, we have a lot of Muslims, and that's awesome, man. It's this not the idea of what everyone says in the media. Yeah, I know. I know, man. I've lost a lot of friends, man, because of it. Um, they're a bunch of bullshit, you know. It just we've been in the military, you know it. You know, we know the ins and outs. Been all over the world, so I'm through and through Detroit. I love the city. I love everything about it. Everything about it. Exactly. That's all it is. And it's because and it's just like Detroit Lions media, Luke G. The media is when it comes to the mainstream media, when it comes to big networks, when it comes to even Lions football, they spin it the way they want it. They have a narrative. Whatever narrative they feel they will get clicks, they're going to spin it. Mostly clicks is about negativity. So they're going to crap on um, Detroit Lions fans. They're going to crap on their when it comes to um, anything when it comes to all the media is all about go to gang written areas and stuff like that, you're going to get beat up and shot and all this bull crap. um, Negativity is what makes money, and that's why I call them the legacy media. They are the dying media. We are the new media. This idea of grassroots people saying no more to the negativity, no more to the corporate big time legacy media, the negativity media. We're going to tell the truth, and the truth is there's a lot more goodness than there is bad, and we're going to nip that crap in the butt. um, and that's what we do, and that's what this is about, this channel's about. This is what about other Detroit Lions channels about, is nipping this crap in the butt when it comes to big time media, when it comes to local radio stations and stuff like that. No more, man. It's not happening anymore. I'm not going to put that on here. I'm not going to talk negative. I'm going to talk nothing but good, man. If I have a critique when it comes to something that a mainstream media outlet has, I will definitely get on their case. And if I have a critique when it comes to Lions players, it's not in hate; it's in a critique. And I don't believe in hate. I'm not gonna spit that type of stuff at all. Um, so that said, I am going to talk about Ty Summers. There go Lions. I will get to that this weekend. I have time Saturday and Sunday. Finally, I'm not on overtime. I've been on overtime for so long, it feels like, and just so much work at my job since we're so backed up. So now I have a time to make videos. I talked to Luke G about making better videos. He's given me ideas to go to a website. I know he's going to send me some information so I can make some better stuff for you guys. I want to get the best content possible. And I'm new to this stuff when it comes to making videos. So I'm learning on the job training right now, and so I'm going to do my best for you. Especially you, Go Lions, man. You've been here from the beginning. You've been supportive. You're a veteran. You're my number one goal right now, man. I'm going to try and make an awesome video for you specifically. And if you want to talk about some veteran stuff, hit me up. My micro Mike 528 at hotmail.com. Micro Mike 528 at hotmail.com. Love to talk veteran stuff with you. Maybe one of these days I'm going to go to training camp. Maybe we get up and, do a live together or something like that. That'd be awesome. Maybe have a beer, talk about that type of stuff, talk about veteran stuff. I love talking veteran stuff with veterans, man. We can go on for hours, and you know that. Um, so that said, man, thanks. Yeah, man. I'm going to call it a night here real soon. I know Luke G is about to go on, and the Gridiron Blitz and those guys. So make sure you go to their channel, watch their content. If I can get on and listen to it for a little bit, I will. I got to get up super early for work. This is my last overtime day, so I got to get up like 2:30 in the morning. So I tend to go to bed early. So I'll try to get on there, Luke. Um, but again, man, thanks guys for taking the time, listening to my rant. I will make some content for you. All right, man. Well, with that said, man, y'all have a good night. Get some good sleep, man. Oh, I keep grinding, man. I keep grinding, man. Thanks again, Luke G, man. Thanks for everything you've done. You've been awesome help, man. I'm talking to you on the phone. I just love talking football, man, and what you've done is you're helping me out as a young guy in this YouTube stuff, and I really appreciate it. You're a good dude. You know your football content, and I'm glad I've met you and glad I get to talk to you and hopefully talk to you more about that stuff. This said, guys, I'm getting off. I'm get ready to put my kids to bed and myself to bed. So have a good one, guys.